So, I'm gonna put y'all on the craziest shirts ever. You guys might notice I'm in a different room. You guys will probably see me hopping back and forth between here and the other room we're sitting that you guys saw when I covered those raw blue pants. But that's not the point. The point is you guys are getting put on, and this is free. This is literally free tips. So, starting off with affliction. Oh yeah, and I'm only gonna be covering shirts today. And keep in mind that the brands I'm covering right now are only being ranked by shirts and tops. I understand that some of these brands are bottoms and pants as well, but that's not what I'm judging them based off right now. So, Affliction, it's already pretty overhyped, and I get that they do have some pretty good solid pieces. Like, look at this thing's sick. Like the rust coloring and the wash on it's sick. I'm not gonna lie, but these like Y2K kids are overhyping them, overcharging them, and it's just not the same as it used to be. But then again, there's some of the older stuff. It's pretty nice. I like the graphics on it, how it sticks like some one side, or they're all over graphics. Like what was it I saw? They have some all over graphics. Their long sleeves are really nice too, but their newer shit is kind of just. It looks too new. I don't know how to explain it. The graphics of the here it is. Like this is newer, I'm pretty sure, and same thing of this. It feels so basic now and so formatted, where like they're always gonna have the same logo in the corners of it, and then just throw on some wings in the back because that's what they think people's gonna buy, and it's low key whack now. Their newer stuff. So for that, I gonna confidently leave it in a B tier, and honestly, even that's kind of great, being graceful. Um, I don't know. They were really good maybe a year or two ago, but it's honestly just fallen off. Next up, we have Tap Out, which I love Tap Out. Um, they're calm, plain pieces like this. Perfect. You can rock it, but this type of stuff I normally rock more like in a streetwear outfit. But they're like grunge hardcore shit is really nice. Like look at this thing. I like the cross in the center of it, and like has the wings all around it. Um, like all the skulls and the prints on it look really nice. They don't look like it's new. It looks like it has that vintage look on it that most people dressing up like this are going for. They do a lot of collabs with. I think they do. Oh no, I'm thinking of Affliction. Affliction does Cemetery collabs and collabs with like other bands. But Tap Out is a pretty solid brand. I've had a few of their pieces in the past. I have a few of their pieces now. Sometimes they'll have pretty plain pieces, once again like this, or it's like all over prints, but just on the front. I've never seen a tap out where it's fully tapped out. Play on words are intentional. On the front and the back, it's normally just the front, from what I've seen. But honestly, love the brand. Definitely check them out. I'm gonna leave Tap Out at the A tier. I feel like it's pretty good. And then we got Avrix. Avrix is a pretty unknown brand, I feel like. It's on the low key. But if we're looking for something that's kind of simplistic or just has like a cool design on the front, I think it's a really good brand to go for. Um, None of these are kind of popping up of what I'm talking about, but this blue one that was up here, where was it? With like the little eagle on it. This one's sick. I love this piece. I just got one recently in like a purple, like this color. And I'm waiting for that thing. I think sick. And then most of these pieces too are going to be really cheap and pretty much affordable for most people. This design's nice. they I don't really see a lot of like cross designs in it, but I they use a lot of like birds and bird symbolism, like wings and bird skeletons and stuff in the designs, which I think is pretty cool. Because I'm pretty sure they're like a flying like airplane or helicopter company or something like that, like some like aero something. Overall, pretty good. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jesse Pinkman's won a few of their stuff. Overall, decent brand. I'm gonna leave it at a B tier. Then we got Anchor Blue. Anchor Blue, low key a slept on brand. I've only honestly seen a couple of the pieces that are pretty decent. Most of the stuff is kind of just mixed in now. They back then they were on like the grunge emo stuff, but they kind of changed up to like a lot of more plain clothing, like you see right here. But they have a few pieces if you look hard enough, and they'll be for the low too. They have some nice pieces like this right here. Pretty plain, pretty chill. It's good for the price that you'd be paying for them. Like this, I think even this design's pretty cool. If you throw on those like big baggy pants. But yeah, ink blues, it's all right. Um, Not a lot of them around. If you're looking for something like skulls on it, honestly, it's all right. I I'd probably leave it at around like a C tier. It's it's not crazy known, but for what they have, it's cool if you can find a piece or two like on eBay. And then we have Raw Blue, the brand of brands, the owner of the Y2K label. Personally, I love Raw Blue. Their jeans, their shirts, like everything for them is just top quality, and the designs are always sick on them. I'm actually wearing a Raw Blue shirt right now. This purple one. This one I already think is sick. I always show like the full design. This one I just feel like is just, oh my gosh. And most of the shirts are like this too. They like to tap out their shirts and stuff. Like I see a lot of wings and embroidery on them. And then I actually have another one right here. This raw blue one as well. Like you're gonna see, most of their shirts are pretty similar, but if this is the type of style you're going for, I definitely check them out. Um, it is gonna be definitely on the pricier side though. Um, just because honestly, just the name itself sells it. So most shirts are probably gonna be like 60 to 80 bucks. But if you're just looking for like a calm little grail shirt, I'd definitely hit up Raw Blue. And then yeah, like this type of stuff I just love this. I love this stuff personally. I could scroll for forever. Look, I have these liked already too. It's really cold. Oof, sorry. Yeah, Raw Blue, quality brand. Their pants are even better, but we're not talking about the pants right now. I'm honestly putting Raw Blue for their shirts, for the little that they have. I'm leaving it at the S tier, and I feel pretty confident in saying that. Next one, Archaic. Archaic is owned by Affliction, and it's like the little smaller, not smaller brand, but it's an it's owned by Affliction, and some of the designs are pretty nice. I've seen most of their newer stuff kind of rocks this type of a copy paste style, which I really don't like. I don't know why they decided to do like this with their new gen stuff. You're always gonna see like a cross on the newer shirts and like wings on the back because that's what sells. And they try to make the most amount of money they can off that. Low key, it's not showing any of these. Hold on, let me show what I'm talking about because I low key hate this shirt with and this brand with a passion. Look at this. Yeah, it's all wings, cross, wings, cross, wings, cross, wings, cross. On the front side, wings, cross, cross, cross wings. You get the point. I'm not gonna lie, some of the designs are pretty sick. Like I saw this thing earlier, and I was like, I didn't know they were like that. They do all over prints, which I do like about them. But their newer stuff is really just bringing them down really bad. So, for those reasons, I'm leaving Archaic at a D tier. I intentionally left out an F tier for this because I didn't feel that any of these brands were worth not looking at all. Like, everyone has their own unique uh, styles of fashion, so I understand that, and this is just based off my own opinion and what I like to wear. But definitely gonna include it. I would probably wear this stuff to like the gym. Like I want to wear it out like that. But we got DC next. DC for their shirts. I understand they're a shoe brand. Their shoes, I love their shoes. I have like 3 or 4 pairs of them right now. Amazing shoes, skating and just fashion. DC the shirts for someone who likes plain shirts, and if you're looking for something plain with just like a little hit on it to show you're still in that Y2K type of fashion, I think DC is a great pick for it. Just scrolling right now, like little designs on there. It's not just plain and straight up DC logo on it. If you find some good ones like this purple one's sick actually. I like that. This one's sick. It gets a little bit of print on there, but it's still mostly purple and like a plain color, which I think is awesome because you can kind of just wear whatever with it. Baggy pants, skinny pants, cargos. It basically goes with everything. It's just plain, simple, and it's great. So I'm gonna leave DC at a B tier. We got Extreme Couture next. Personally, Extreme Couture was the first brand I ever got put on. And not even just put on. Like, I really wore that shit out. I love their designs. The front and back all over print on them. Just amazing. Quality is is good there. It's good. It's up there. I want to say it's like raw blue quality. It's nothing like it's not heavyweight, but it's still gonna hold up really really well. And most Extreme Couture designs and logos that they put on there, it's not like printed. It's not printed over it or anything, so it won't really wash out when you throw in the washer or the dryer. It's like almost knitted in there, and it sticks for a long time. So like if you ever worried the design's gonna wash out or fade out, it shouldn't be an issue with these. But most of their newer stuff though, it's it kind of fell off a little bit with their newer stuff. But that's like with everything else too, like Archaic and Affliction. It's whatever. It's kind of just the new gen thing that they're doing. A lot of these are really good though. The designs mostly skulls, wings, crosses, but they do it in a much better way than Archaic did, with like the all over print or like they use mostly use colors that people are gonna wear, like cream and black, white. Personally, I love it a lot more than Archaic, and I'm looking to let my bias take the better of me on this. I'm gonna leave Extreme Couture at S tier. Definitely gonna keep Raw Blue in the front though. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably reorganize this B tier. I think DC's definitely over Averex, and I could leave Affliction. I can leave Affliction up in that front. South Pole. South Pole, as a mostly a pant company, is amazing. Baggiest pants ever. But we're looking at shirts. A lot of their shirts are really interesting. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you look right here, they make like a lot of these jersey type of shirts, which I think is kind of weird. It's it's like they're trying to rep two different styles of fashion at the same time. If you were to get a pair of South Pole jeans and try to match it with a South Pole shirt that you find online, excuse me, they're just not going to work out. Um, a lot of their newer stuff. Okay, This low key discredits me right here. This is nice, but most of their shirts are really like more on the streetwear side. Like this one right here, right here, right here. Like it's more street. I wouldn't say it's necessarily sticking to that Y2K aesthetic that it's really known for with their pants, and it goes for like a more plain and simplistic look with their shirts, which I'm not the biggest fan of, honestly. Their polos though are really nice. If you're into polos and button ups, I do like South Pole South Pole button ups. It's like my polo of choice when I used to wear this. Not so much anymore, but honestly, South Pole for their shirts that they have, I'm not too happy with it, but I'm not totally against it either. So I'm gonna leave that at a C tier above Anchor Blue. Metal Militia is I'm actually not too sure what their company represents, but I think it's like a dirt bike and racing brand, if I'm not mistaken. Their designs are really sick. They go for like a simplistic look, but they always rep like a large and a big design on their shirts. I've never really seen a bad Metal Militia shirt, except for those ones where it's like it just has the words Metal Militia written on it and like a little tiny hit. Like this one's all right. If it was just this little embroidery on the little pocket right there, I would hate it. But the like the wording across kind of saves it. The way they pull it off, but there's some plain ones like this one I really don't like. Um, but I'm not gonna judge them based off that because I know most of their stuff is really really good. Like this thing's sick. Look at this. Like how do you see this and then not want to match it with some like baggy ass pants? I don't know. Metal Militia, amazing, honestly. And you can find a lot of these too now at like vintage stores. Personally, I go to like Orange Circle or Old Town Orange, and those thrifts there tend to have a lot of like Metal Militia, Fox Racing. I see some tap outs there. They're priced a little higher though, but the Metal Militias don't go for nothing crazy, which I love about it because they have some really hard graphics. So I'm gonna leave Metal Militia at a good. I'm gonna leave it at a good. Hmm. I could leave Metal Militia at an A tier. I feel comfortable with that. Behind Sapo for sure. Yeah. And then Echo Unlimited or Echo United or whatever people tend to call it now because it's like the name's getting changed every year and a half. Echo is one of my favorite brands. I'm going to try not to use that to be biased in my tier listing. But I really do like their long sleeves and polos. Their polos are probably one of like their biggest things I've seen. They do go crazy all out with the designs on them, and it's a lot different from most polos, like the stripes or just like a simple little hit on the corner. They go all out on them. I think front and back too, if I'm not mistaken. Their long sleeves are pretty cool. They still get like a lot of design on there, mostly in the front. I've never seen a Echo front and back hit. They do pretty good though, and if you go around to a thrift though, they are going to be up there a little bit more. And the regular T-shirts though, they're pretty decent. They're pretty decent shirts. I put them like on par with DC with their plain shirts. If you're looking for something plain, I definitely group them together, and they're mostly affordable too for the plain ones. Like this one's sick. I like this one. I could rock that with like some like sambas and I don't even know. Mostly good though. This I'm not the biggest fan of. It's like it almost feels like they're trying too much on this one. Like there's a bunch of their logos everywhere, and then it's whatever. But Echo's cool. But damn, I shouldn't have had this like hot pot. Oh no, not hot pockets. Really, those little like pizza rolls, little Totino's pizza rolls. Fire. Oh yeah, I actually used to have this shirt. This one is really cool too. Baggy. Oh yeah, Yeah, Echo shirts, the heavyweight ones at least, are really baggy. So if you're into that type of stuff, I would definitely check out Echo. Um, when I first started getting into like the vintage Y2K look, I was wearing a lot of Echo, Ed Hardy, that type of stuff. Really really big shirts, and that one I just showed you. Where was it, up here? This is one of the first like Echo shirts I ever got my hands on. Amazing. It was really good. And if you resell, you can get a little bit out of them. Um, I'm probably gonna leave Echo like I'll leave Echo at a solid B tier above Avirex. Like I said, pretty on par with DC if you're looking for a plain shirt. The other stuff's whatever. It's alright. But we're gonna look at Ed Hardy now. Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy's like a hit and miss type of brand. I I'm not the biggest fan of their newer stuff just because it looks so copy paste now. And their shirts do run pretty skinny. Honestly, I would definitely go like a size up or two on them if you're trying to go for the baggy look stuff. But even like look at this guy right here. He knows how to style the Ed Hardy shirt, and like you ever seen those sweaters too, like the Ed Hardy sweaters. It's a similar design like format. They get like a little hit on the front, some stuff on the sleeves, and that's kind of it. They keep it simplistic, but they leave it in a pretty good way. Um, but that's kind of the best that you're gonna get with Ed Hardy. I've never seen a crazy hard like Ed Hardy shirt or sweater. Um, Most of this stuff feels really copy paste and generic, and a lot of them are kind of just trash. There's no better way to put it. It's trash. Um, they're trying too much in the designs. They're throwing like everything on there. It just feels so like overwhelming and overbearing to look at. Um, this is some of their newer stuff. I really don't like it. The design is too simplistic for me. It's copy paste that skull and like something on it. You get to see that everywhere right here. Let's see how many we can find. This one's alright. This one's pretty cool. I don't really like the way that Jaguar looks. A little funky to me, but that's kind of just how their designs are. This is a copy paste type of shirt. This one's yeah. There's like Def Love shirts are really big right now. I don't know why. I hate seeing them everywhere. Their sweaters though are hard. Let's see if we can pull up one around. I seen like those black ones and those. Whoa, not these. Like this one. This one's plain. It's plain and good. And it's definitely another plain brand that I go for. Um, this one's hard. But yeah, Ed Hardy. There's not a whole lot you can get out of them. They don't have any crazy hard pieces. They don't have anything. They do have a lot of pretty shit quality ones, and I don't know. Like I said, they're hit and miss. If you can find a decent piece for a good price, I'd say why not. If you're finding more of that like generic and overused designs for like retail prices, I would leave them alone. I You can definitely put your money elsewhere and get a lot more value out of it, out of everything right here. So I'm probably leaving Ed Hardy at a solid C tier, above Anchor Blue but behind Southwell. I I don't know. Ed Hardy was pretty disappointing in recent years, but it's okay. Next we got, this isn't necessarily a brand, but it's this band of it's this band, and most of their shirts get put on. The designs get put on shirts, and I honestly think they're really sick. Like, look at this thing. I like that they get like kind of like an all over print on the front side. They like to fill in a lot of space, which is sick. It's pretty. It's like simplistic, but still a lot at the same time. I really like their shirts, and they're always going to be around this price too. They're going to be really cheap, and you're going to get something for really cheap, and it's gonna be a hard shirt. And that's what I love about these Crusty Demon shirts. I didn't even know they make sweaters, but I guess they got sweaters too. This is sick, simplistic. You keep it easy. Like this one's too. This one's sick, and I really like the designs. I didn't even know they do like sleeve hits like that. I guess they do. And once again, price is not bad at all. You can find some pretty cheap ones with still like a really good design on them. This like, what do they call this? Like a cyber neo, this new gen stuff. I don't really like. It's like that chrome. It reminds me of like those chrome heart shirts, and people like them. I don't. I feel like it dips more into streetwear, but it's pretty cool. I actually have a Crusty Demon shirt right here. I think it's like the same design as some of these other ones you just saw. Yeah, it's like the same design as this, I think, but just in a different color. This thing's sick. I picked this up for like $5, and I had another one before that I sold to a homie. $6. These are sick shirts. Love them, and you can find a lot of them at thrifts for the low. So I think for the value that it serves, and the low price, I'm gonna leave Crusted Demons at an A tier, and I'll leave it behind Metal Militia and Tap Out. I'm gonna pay them respects. Very good brands, but those are on the pricier side. For something this cheap, the quality is amazing. And then next, unfortunately, Revenge. I feel like this is just Posers wear this. Posers wear the Revenge brand. It's like super satanic, and it's like they're trying to be edgy, and it's kind of corny. And these fashion people, like if you see fashion people at your school or college, you'll probably see one of them wearing this, or like a Vlone shirt. And I think it's just, I don't know, it cringes me out seeing them. And I instant D tier. Behind everything I'm gonna have on this tier list. If I did make an F tier, it would be solely for this. Or I would have just made its own tier called Revenge at the very bottom. Hate it. I hate it. And then we got Jinko. Jinko pants are amazing. Check them out. Really, really baggy pants if you're first getting into it. Not cheap though, but high quality. They're cool. The Jinko shirts, I feel like they're only probably gonna be worn if you're looking into something that's kind of plain looking, like this right here. It's normally gonna have like a little Jinko hit in the front. Typically, it's like centered and stuff, but you can definitely wear it out. I've seen a lot of people rock some good fits with some Jinko shirts, but the only thing is, if you're just looking for something plain, they're really fucking expensive, and it's kind of hard to find. Right here, the size like XL and large, most like bigger brands, well, average sizes of shirts. I mean, these are pretty simple, but if you're like a medium or small, or like even like a double XL and bigger, you're not gonna find anything in your size. And if you do, it's gonna be really out of price for you because of most of the Jinko shirts are made larger than XL from what I've seen. It's definitely still a cool pickup if you're trying to just like flex that you have a Jinko shirt, whatever. It's cool, but definitely expensive. Definitely paying way more than what it's worth for a plain shirt at that. And I'm probably leaving Jinko either high D tier or low C tier, honestly. You can get a lot more better quality stuff for the price that you'd be paying. So I'd probably leave it high D tier. High D tier, above Archaic, below Anchor Blue. It's amazing pants company, but the shirts are little just too much out of most people's ranges. And Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson shirts are pretty cool for the most part. Honestly, they're kind of overworn, and people were trend riding them for the longest time. Um, I never really understood the hype around them, and until I started buying a few. And if you want to find like a Y2K piece in a Harley, you really gotta dig deep, because most of them are gonna be like these generic motorcycle club, motorcycles, a little generic hit on the front, and it's just gonna be like the brand name, the logo, and like where it's from. But if you do some good searching, you'll find some. This isn't the best example, but you'll find some stuff with like skulls on it, and it's like kind of a good design, like a wash on it, and they'll go pretty all around. They cover like the front half, never back half. And if they have something in the back, it's gonna be Harley. It's saying Harley Davidson on it. Um, these are some calm pieces. I feel like this hits more into streetwear. Again, like with some of these other brands I've been naming. But I promise you, if you dig deep enough into Harley Davidson, you can find some pretty decent pieces. You're not gonna find anything crazy like affliction style or affliction level or tap out, like nothing like that. But you can find some pretty calm pieces in there, and definitely worth adding to your closet if you're into the semi-plain look. That's what I call it, a semi-plain look. It's where you can still have a good amount of design on it, but keep a calm fit. I'd probably leave Harley like at a I'd leave Harley like at a high C tier. Hmm, I'm even. I'd even leave it at a. Okay, no, a B tier is a little crazy. I leave it above Ed Hardy, between South Pole. I feel like that's fair. Miami Ink. Um, Miami Ink. Their long sleeve shirts are some of the best I've ever seen. Um, the only issue with most of them though is it's gonna look really worn out. And if you look at this one right here, like it looks like it's old. It looks like it's really old. And I feel like if they just kept the colors just a little bit brighter, or like the graphics just a little higher quality, I feel like they would have done a lot better than they do now. But for some of their shirts, it really works out. Um, where was one I had seen? Like this one right here. This one right here, I feel like the colors and like the quality of the print on it just works out. It's a mostly plain shirt. It's got a little bit of graphic in there, and the colors, since they use plain colors on it, the brighter colors do pop out a little bit. And I like the designs they do with like the heart and the cross wings. I feel like those work out really good. Their sweaters are really nice. If you look at Miami Ink sweaters, and the same thing with Averix. Averix sweaters are some of the best I've ever seen. Oh, that's crazy. I actually have this one with me right now. But like, see what I mean though? Like it's almost like you can't see the design. Like, and they do it justice with the pictures, but if you see someone walking around in a Miami Ink shirt or sweater, long sleeve, you're not really gonna be able to see what they're wearing unless you like really give it a good look. So Miami Ink, it's good. It's not horrible. I'd I leave it a little. I leave it under Averex. It's uh yeah, I leave it under Averex. They if they just put a little bit more effort into the quality of their prints, I feel like they do amazing. I'd probably leave it like at an A tier if they did, because their graphics are sick. I love them. And then we have MMA Elite. MMA Elite, it's on par with Tap Out to me. Um, their designs are sick. They're going to be mostly skulls and like bones, basically, like those chest bones or like animal bones and stuff like that. It's definitely more like the emo grunge side, but which I love, and it's sick. I look at this thing. This thing's $5. Is it? Yeah, this thing's $5. Like, look at this. And then the back designs that I see on most of them are they go all out. Like the I want to call this like a washing down here at the bottom, but like they're they're like mini designs. Like their background designs are fire, and their main designs just like blend in so well with the shirt. It's it's a really good. They do really good with their shirts and their long sleeves as well. And they're always gonna have like a most of them are gonna have a little MMA elite hit on the sides of them. But I feel like with the way they made their logo, it just fits perfectly with everything else. MMA elite is great. I I definitely buy. I've had a few of them in the past. They are a little bit mid range prices. You're gonna see like 30 to 50 on most of their pieces. This one's like a 25, more simplistic. Um, Still affordable. It's I feel like it's pretty fair. You're paying what you're getting for with this brand. Uh, Solid. I'm gonna leave it behind Tap Out. Behind Tap Out, above in front of Metal Militia. It's definitely on par with that. If you don't agree with me, my video, my tier list. Don't know what to tell you. Um, Next we have Raw State. Raw State. Honestly, never really heard of it. Their designs, they have some. Mm, I really don't like Raw State. It's the designs are really whack. They use bright colors on like all their shirts for some reason, like this nasty puke color. Their blacks aren't even black; it's like a gray, and they're always using the same designs. It's like wings, cross. It's like affliction basically. It's like affliction or archaic. Wing cross, a lot of crosses. Oh look, our cake's actually popping up with Raw State. That's funny. And yeah, most of their stuff they like to do the stitching thing on the side, and I've seen Affliction pull this off really well with some of their older pieces. But like with the newer stuff and like the reversibles, it comes out so funky and it looks so printed on. It looks cheap. Like look at the model, bro. He doesn't even want to be wearing this shit. Look at his face, dog. Oh no. And it seems like it's fitting pretty tight too. So I mean, if you're into like the tight shirts, then go for it. Maybe you'll find like a good design or two on a shirt. I don't know. I hate it. I'm leaving it. It's not utter trash like Revenge, but I'm putting with Archaic right there. And then we have True Religion. True Religion plain shirts are their go-tos. Plain polos, really nice. It's kind of like that Mexican aesthetic that a lot of people go for. I see that at my school a lot. I can say that because I'm Mexican. Don't flame me for that. But the button-ups are cool. Obviously, the pants really nice too. The thing with our True Religion is you can pair their shirts and their pants together really well. And if you find True Religion sweaters, you just get everything together, put them on one fit. You're gonna look like the flies motherfucker at school. I promise you. True Religion, plain shirts, great, great. Typically in the cheaper side, you'll see some people overcharging them. I hate that. They just do it because it has the name True Religion in it. But you're gonna find a lot of good pieces on there. You can find different colors. They touch on they have a really broad spectrum of stuff that they make. Like look, this guy right here, $60. You're not paying $60 for a shirt. Most of them are gonna be $9 belower, belower, below, like below 15 is we're gonna see. Sometimes you'll see like 20s, and they'll be worth it, honestly. True Religion, pretty solid brand. I'm leaving it at a B tier. If I had a hmm, if they compare it to other brands, it's kind of hard to. I feel like you're paying for what you're getting for with a plain shirt, and I feel like they execute it pretty well. Though I guess the only downside with True Religion would be it it's best fitted with their other True Religion like pants and that aesthetic. So I guess if you're gonna get a True Religion shirt, you kind of have to get a True Religion pair of pants or a sweater. And I use something similar, so I leave it. at a B tier. I leave it above Echo for sure. I leave it above DC actually. Yeah, two plain, three plain looks right here. True Legend, DC, Echo, different aesthetics though. I feel like they're all pretty similar, pretty good. And then Fat Farm is low key like a honorable mention. Fat Farm is pretty not. It's not that well known anymore. But they do have some really sick designs if you look into them enough. Fat Farm has like a mostly basic, plain look as well. You're gonna see a lot on the front when they do throw their designs in there. And I wanted to show these like brighter cream color shirts because I think these are really nice. If you throw these on with like a blue pair of jeans, I think go really well together. Some baggy jeans with these. And honestly, that was kind of the only reason I included Fat Farm. The other stuff's alright. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna praise it either. If you find some of their sweaters, it's the aesthetics of the sweaters though. They're skinnier and like they're pretty long and thin. Not thin, sorry, long and like slim. So I feel like if you're going for like a baggy or emo aesthetic, it's not gonna really fit in too well with with the sweaters. So for Fat Farm, I'm gonna leave it at a good C tier above Anchor Blue. Uh, Below Ed Hardy for sure. They're pretty on par with everything else here. Final adjustments. Let's see. So I have Raw Blue at the very top and Extreme Couture. I feel pretty confident with these. Moving down to A tier. I feel like I could bring up Tap Out to S tier for sure. Tap Out belongs to be up there. And MMA Elite, it's pretty good as well. I wouldn't say it's. I'm not actually. It pretty much is Tap Out level. If you find some really good stuff, Tap Out, yeah, I'm bringing it up to S tier as well. I should have had these up here to begin with. I wasn't really thinking too well when I put it down here at A. The rest of A tier though is looking good. I might add some up here later, like Affliction. I'm still pretty good with Affliction being here. They're hit and miss. It's another hit and miss brand. Only in the sense of older stuff versus newer stuff. Newer stuff I would stay away from completely. They've had like one really good design, one decent design of their newer shirts that I liked. Everything else is trash, and they're just trying to make money on the rest of the stuff that they can for the name that they have. Older stuff, definitely look into. I can bring it up to A tier. I'd put it in the middle right here. And their True Religion, I'm still comfortable with that being here. Same with DC, Echo, Averix, and Miami Ink. I think B tier looks good. C tier, South Pole, shirts. Those shirts are. Hold on, let's bring this up one more time. Let's get their South Pole shirts. South Pole shirts. Whoa, that's not how you spell shirt. Oh, my bad. I'm like so tired. I've been up since like 6 in the morning, and then I went to church this morning as well. And I'm just been like so drained since then. Yeah, South Pole, I'm good. I'm good keeping it at a C tier. It's not that great, but if you have a certain sense of style, I'm sure you can style it. Same with Harley Davidson. Same with Ed Hardy. Fat Farm and Anchor Blue, I feel comfortable with where they're at. Jinko, too expensive for the basic shirts. Archaic and Raw State, hate it. Revenge, I should have even included Revenge on the tier list, to be honest. It dips more into a different aesthetic, but I really just wanted to vent my anger towards it in this video. So I think that makes the list. If you disagree with me, totally cool. You tell me what you would have placed higher or lower, or other brands that I might have missed. I feel like I covered a good amount of the well-known brands. I threw in some like lower some pretty unknown stuff too, like Miami Ink, Anchor Blue, Fat Farm, Crusty Demons. I feel like I mixed in a good amount of well known versus gate kept stuff. I am gonna be covering pants next, not today because I'm about to like pass out. But in my next video I am covering pants, and I feel pretty good here. Like I said, let me know if you have any like requests and stuff for any other brands. Let me know, and future video ideas, hit me with something, because I'm just trying to give you guys the knowledge of basically putting on fashion if you're not too well known with it. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job. If I've done a pretty good job, hopefully I've earned your subscriber or like by the end of this. And yeah, you let me know. Thank you.